Hello, this is a video review for the Blue Oyster Cult box set, the Columbia Albums Collection. I've had this for a while now and it is one of my favourite box sets. It comes in a nice sturdy glossy box and includes all the albums from the first one right through to Imaginos, and also some discs with some rarities on as well. It's quite expensive now. I managed to get it for about 50 quid ish, but it really is worth tracking down if you're a Blue Oyster Cult fan or want to really get a good feel for the band from the beginning of their career. So in the box is a booklet, and these are becoming really rare now. A lot of these complete album collections are coming out with just the vinyl replica sleeves with no information whatsoever. The Blue Oyster Cult one comes with a great booklet which goes through the history of the band with lots of photos, but more importantly it goes into absolute train spotter detail about all the credits behind each album they made. And the first few albums that were originally released before they put the box set together all came with lots and lots of extra tracks which are all worth hearing. So the first album, just called Blue Oyster Cult, has got tracks like She's as Beautiful as a Foot, Cities on Flame with Rock and Roll, and it's also where the track Then Came the Last Days of May comes from. And you also get the bonus tracks for this are the Soft White Underbelly demos, which is what they were called before Blue Oyster Cult. Then you've got Tyranny and Mutation, Secret Treaties, On Your Feet or On Your Knees, which I'll cover in a bit more detail, and some photos from apparently the inner sleeve from that album, which isn't on my UK vinyl edition. Angels of Fortune, Spectres, some Enchanted Evening, which also comes with the DVD, Mirrors, Corticus Erectus, Fire of Unknown Origin, Extraterrestrial Life, The Revolution by Night, Club Ninja, Imaginos, and a couple of discs with rarities on as well. So a good booklet that actually gives lots of information. The box set also comes with something which is unique to this box, which is 4 live concerts which you can download using this code. You're only allowed to do it once, which shows you've got concerts from 1980, 1981, 1983, 1986, and these are all interesting because they feature tracks from the respective albums of that time which aren't available on any of the official live albums, and the sound quality on all of these is fantastic. The discs themselves all come in little miniature vinyl sleeves. So you've got the first one. This was called the black and white period because they were all in black and white. Tyranny and Mutation, which has tracks on it like Hot Rose to Hell and the studio version of 7 Screaming Diz-Busters. The first real classic album is Secret Treaties from 1974. A lot of the tracks from this album still appear in their live set, so Astronomy, Harvester of Eyes, Dominance and Submission, Subhuman, Career of Evil. These are all classic tracks and the remastering is very good. And talking of the remastering, that brings me to this. This is one of the definitive live double albums from the 1970s, released in 1975. On Your Feet or On Your Knees by the Blue Oyster Cult is a classic double album. It's warts and all, it's a bit rough around the edges. I've got this on vinyl, I've got it on the first issue CD, but the remastering on this particular version is absolutely stunning. When you hear The Last Days of May, the actual guitar sound on Harvester of Eyes, the Subhuman, and 7 Screaming Diz-Busters is just absolutely phenomenal. To me, it was worth buying the box for the remastered version of this album. It really is that good. And this summed up the whole of that black and white period, those first few albums. This is classic Blue Oyster Cult, On Your Feet, On Your Knees. Then they became famous with Don't Fear the Reaper from the album Ancient Fortune, which I have to say comes with a little mini Gelfeld sleeve, but it didn't really do that much for me. I kind of never really engaged with this album that much. Obviously I like that track, Fear the Reaper, but it was the album after that, Spectres, where I really felt that the cult were worth following. This has got some great tracks on it. Godzilla, Golden Age of Leather, Are You Ready to Rock, and the absolutely emotive song about a vampire called I Love the Night, and Nosferatu. Absolutely brilliant track, and the bonus tracks on that are very good. Then comes another live album called Some Enchanted Evening. This comes with a DVD from the tour, so this is a double set, and this comes with lots of extra tracks, because the original album was a single album. They've enlarged it to be a double live album with the DVD. The DVD is worth watching historically, but to me it's not quite as good as On Your Feet, On Your Knees, but it does sum up tracks from Spectres and Don't Fear the Reaper. Then they got a little bit lost and made Mirrors, which is quite commercial. There is a track called The Vigil on here, and also Dr. Music, which is very good, but they seem to lose the way a little bit on this, and so it's not my favourite album. And then with the resurgence of heavy metal in the UK, they came back with this called Tyrannosaurus Erectus, which has got some good tracks on it. The Marshall Plan, etc., Black Blade, some good stuff. Then they strayed more into AOR territory with Fire of Unknown Origin. There's some good stuff on here, actually. Really good. Veteran of the Psychic Wars. I mean, what a name for a track that is, and which obviously leans something from, I think it's Hawkwind, actually, if you read the notes. But there's some Burning for Yous on there. It's good album. And then yet another live album, and it's a double called Extraterrestrial Live. It's okay, it's some good stuff on it, but it's not definitive to me. It's got Hot Rose to Hell on it, Sisters of Flame, which are done better elsewhere, but it does have Godzilla, Dr. Music, Black Blade, etc. on it, so not bad. And they'd started doing Roadhouse Blues by the Doors at this stage, which is not my favourite cover version. And then an album which a lot of people absolutely dismiss as being one of their worst, The Revolution by Night, but to me this is brilliant, especially what was side one, Take Me Away, Eyes of Fire, Shooting Shark, Veins, Shallow California. It's absolutely, to me, produced by Bruce Faber, and this is a fantastic Blue Oyster Cult album. It really is. And then they again tripped up with Club Ninja, which is not quite up there with the other stuff, and then they vanished for a bit, and they came back with this Imaginos, which I think started off as a solo album for one of them, and then it became a full-blown Blue Oyster Cult album. I've got this on vinyl, and it's way too long for vinyl. It's over half an hour each side, so it's a very quiet record. I bought it on CD, and it sounds really muffled, and then this was remastered, and this is absolutely stunning. It's got to be one of the best albums they made. Next to On Your Feet, On Your Knees, this is really heavy stuff. Great riffs, fantastic playing. I Am the One You Warn Me Of, In the Presence of Another World. Fantastic tracks. It even has a track called Blue Oyster Cult on it. It is, and Astronomy's on it as well, and reworking of it. It's a concept album, and it really is good. This, if you can't find the box set, find this. And there is a remastered version, but this is classic Blue Oyster Cult. It's one of the best rock albums from the 80s as far as I'm concerned. It really is that good. And then we have 2 discs of Rarities. One's called The Best of the Broadcasts, which basically gives you stuff from right through their career. This is basically the 80s here, so some of these tracks are actually on those free downloads that you get. And then you get Rarities, and this again has got some great tracks on it, as you can probably see, going back right through the 70s and the 80s, but some really good stuff. So that is the Blue Oyster Cult box set. Absolutely, as you can see, piles of albums in there. Well worth it if you can find it. Comes with downloads for extra concerts. Not nice box, all the albums remastered. So highly recommended if you are a Blue Oyster Cult fan.